Oh, welcome back to Animal Crossing, Amiibo experience.
Good day to you all.
The theme. Oh God. I've got a cough, just so you guys.
And it sounds
aware.
like that every time.
Yeah. The theme for today. Oh, it's your turn.
Oh, fuck.
Piece of shit. The theme for today is gonna be E3. Oh boy.
The 3 E's,
Yep.
everyone.
Because I believe it was the last episode. Where are you gonna go? Dude, I just realized the layout of the board is the exact same every single time.
I can't reset. I can't reset. It is?
Yeah.
Well, then why do they fucking give it different names? There should be 1 month.
Well, yeah, I assumed, I guess I just kind of assumed that, like, every month it was going to be, like, a different layout, but
It's because you're just a positive
it's
guy.
just the exact same every single time, and then I go, what's the point then? But then again, I ask myself that many times for many reasons whilst playing this game, so.
Dude, you got this. No, wait, I got a 3. Never mind.
Yeah, hell
You
yeah.
gonna take that bag?
Yeah, dude.
Bag of cash.
But I think it was the last episode we talked about, you said something about E3 or whatever, and I was like, I don't know, E3 is a little bit away, and you were like, dude, we should talk about E3, and so that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I am really the brains of this operation, aren't I?
Mm-hmm. And actually, when the last time Steven and I recorded,
Boink, boink,
he
boink,
asked
boink,
me
boink,
that.
boink, fuck.
He was like, what did you think about so-and-so at E3? And I told him, and he was like, actually, let's just save it for the episode. And I was like, nope. And he was like, why? And I was like, because Zane wanted to talk about it, and I don't want to, like, rehash myself.
Oh, you shut Steven down on my account?
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's start off, let's do it chronologically.
Oh, why?
Because
Okay.
the first conference was EA's conference.
Yeah, didn't watch that.
You didn't?
No.
Dude, what the hell? You were supposed to come prepared.
You didn't tell me this is actually gonna happen.
I did! I 100% told you.
Well,
When we went to Waterworld.
I am irresponsible, and I also don't want to support E3. I mean,
What?
EA.
Well, you weren't missing much. Literally nothing happened. Like, they announced a new Command & Conquer, but it's a mobile game. They announced a new, something else. There was another thing. I can't remember what the fuck it was now, because it was a little bit ago. I'm assuming you want to buy.
Yeah.
That's all we can afford. God, what was it? They announced something else. And I can't remember what it was now. Fuck, dude.
Probably new exciting ways to pay for shit that you shouldn't have to pay for.
Oh, that's what it was. It was Battlefield 1 Royale. Battlefield 5.
Yeah, all right.
Battlefield 5 Royale.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Aware of that.
And they said it's not going to have any...
Fun.
Yeah. No, they said it's not going to have a premium pass or any microtransactions or any loot boxes is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like...
Thanks, EA.
Whoops. And I'm like, you know what? Everyone's freaking out over that. Everyone's going, see? All these other companies, they need to learn from EA. And I'm like, first of all, no. Please no.
No one ever learned from EA.
Yeah, second of all, be skeptical, people. Like, this is the problem with this is
Get your fucking monocles out, guys.
there's got to be another way for them to monetize the post-launch content. And so it sounds great. It sounds like, ooh, no season pass, no loot boxes. But there's gonna be something else to replace it. Like, so the question then becomes, what is it gonna be? Oh yeah, definitely.
For deafs.
It's like, the question becomes, what is it gonna be? And is it going to be more or less intrusive than the way it was prior? Are you gonna sell?
No. It's Monday, dude.
Oh, well, I mean, it's pretty high, dude.
It's Monday.
pretty high though. Whoops.
How about I'll worry about regretting it, okay?
But so, you know, maybe I'm wrong. And they're fantastic and they're just gonna go, no season pass, and then we're not like monetizing anything post-launch. You just literally get everything for free. Maybe that's the case. I'm just saying that it's smarter to be skeptical about it because that's probably not the case. And really,
Mother of God.
and I think about it in terms of the way Call of Duty has done it in the past, right? Where I go, let's say that they remove what did the loot boxes, what did supply drops replace? Because there was something in Call of Duty that filled that gap before supply drops. And if we look at Advanced Warfare, Ghosts, and Black Ops 2, you will see it was tons and tons of cosmetic, like, camo packs. These things were like $5 a pop. And it would come with one camo that you could use on any of your guns. Only in the multiplayer, obviously. And then a calling card and, like, that was it, pretty much. And it's like, dude, oh man, like, that's not good, you know? I think that was way worse than supply drops. Because that shit, number one, was expensive. And number two, there was no way for you to earn any of that stuff without spending money. Like, if you look at Call of Duty World War II, right? I have been getting all the new guns that have been coming out. And, imagine if there were no supply drops. There's no way I would have been able to get those. And you know that they're not just going to give them out for free. Because they need to monetize it somehow. And so it's like, this is the way to do it. This is the way they're monetizing it. And it's sort of in everybody's best interest that they do it that way, so that people like myself who have never spent money on Call of Duty points can still earn that stuff. And then they're also still making money somehow from post-launch content. So that's what I'm saying about that. As far as Battle Royale goes, I'm not, you know, really that interested in it, but it's because I'm not a huge Battlefield guy. But more importantly, you know, let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. What did Angry Joe have to say about it? And, well, I was right, guys. Because if you watch his opinions on it, he said that, he doesn't really care that much. It might be good, but the reason he's not shitting on it the way that he did with Call of Duty is that Battlefield is adding Battle Royale, whereas Call of Duty was taking the campaign away so that they could add Battle Royale, and that's not adding value. And I'm like, I literally commented on that video and said, no, the reason he's not shitting on Battlefield more is because it's not Call of Duty, and he likes Battlefield more. Because if you remember correctly, whoops, I totally did not mean to do that.
Thanks, pal.
I'm so sorry. You lost. I was so
you
like,
son of a bitch.
Shit, man. That could have been the deciding factor. Do you want to sell or not?
No. At least if I lose, I don't have to blame myself now.
Yeah, cool. If you lose, it's my fault. I mean, but it was my fault anyways, right? Like, if I win, that's my fault. Hopefully.
I don't think you caught a fault at that point.
But the, I really should sell, but I'm not going to. But if you recall, when he talked about Call of Duty Battle Royale, he said they're shoehorning in this Battle Royale mode, done probably poorly. And it's like,
yeah, it's just...
why do you come to that conclusion? And the thing that bothers me is that we know more information about Call of Duty's Battle Royale than we do Battlefield's Battle Royale. So there is more of a reason for you to think that... Ooh, you gonna sell?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Alright, boy. There's more of a reason for you to think that Call of Duty's Battle Royale will be more successful just based on the default you know more about it, right? Like, you have no reason to believe anything about Battlefields,
Yeah.
right? And so, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, why would you say something like that? Why would you say, like, oh, Call of Duty is going to be done poorly, but Battlefields isn't because it's Battlefield? And so that's, you know, when I talk about the bias, man, ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Turn a value up, motherfucker.
Fuck.
Probably by, like, not very much. Yeah, they'll go up by, like, 9. But that's pretty much all they talked about. They did talk about the post-launch content for Battlefront 2 and how they're bringing a whole lot more to that, but I don't play Battlefront 2, so who cares? I don't.
I don't.
Who was next?
I'm
trying to remember. Someone was in the morning the next day, weren't they?
When was Microsoft?
It was Microsoft. Yeah,
it was Microsoft.
Yeah, the next day was Microsoft. So you watched that one, right?
Yeah, some sick trailers in that one, man.
So yeah. See, I should have sold earlier because I would have made more. So first of all, you don't own an Xbox.
Well, excuse me, I have 2 Xbox 360s. So...
Yeah, but oh my god. I have an Xbox One, so I was maybe more invested in it.
Yeah,
but I don't think it was. I think it was a successful conference.
Yeah,
because I think that they showed a lot of interesting stuff. It's
agree.
just that it wasn't like heavily like there. You know, there were like, oh, we've got 18 exclusives or whatever. But the problem is, 3 of those were Gears games, and 2 of them were Gears games that, you know, weren't what people were looking for. I mean, don't get me wrong. Gears, I don't like Gears, but I know that a lot of people do. Gears 6, I'm sure that, you know, people are excited about that or whatever.
More than Gears Pop or whatever.
Right, but Gears Tactics, I think of that as like Halo Wars, where it's like, that may not appeal to me, but I'm sure that it appeals to somebody. Gears Pop? Seriously, guys?
Yeah, I just really like the moment that like Gears came on and everybody in the conference room was like super hyped, and then like the hole blows in the wall and then it's like a little pop dude and everybody's like,
And I just like, my biggest issue with that conference was things like that. It was like sort of weird, disappointing moments where, why are you showing me this?
Yeah.
But you know, even though they didn't show off, like a lot of the really interesting stuff that they showed off weren't exclusive. I still like. I don't care. You know, the Devil May Cry 5. Like, you know, oh my god, that was amazing. I didn't think that was ever going to happen.
Right. That was quite a curveball.
And the best part, you know, the best part about it.
What's the best part about it?
So you've played Devil May Cry 3.
Oh yeah.
You haven't played Devil May Cry 4 though, have you? You played it a little bit. Like, I know you have it on PS3.
I played maybe a third of the way through it.
Cause
probably accurate.
Cause I was, when I initially saw the trailer, I was so mad because it looked like DMC.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so stupid. Why would you continue this?
Yeah, why'd you do it again?
Yeah, are you gonna sell?
Nah.
And then right at the very end, is the camera, like, during the conference, as the camera panned off of the screen, and they were like going back into the sort of like, okay, now we're, you know, doing, they're like, okay, now we're doing, you know, we're gonna move on past this trailer. At the very end of the trailer, it shows Dante driving on the motorcycle.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, what? Like, am I missing something? What the fuck is... And so, immediately after the conference, I'm gonna sell.
Oh, he's gonna sell.
immediately after the conference, I went and watched the trailer uploaded to the full thing uploaded to the channel, the Xbox channel, and oh, maybe I shouldn't have sold.
You big dummy.
And it is an actual continuation of Devil May Cry 4. Like, it looked like it was DMC, but the character who I thought was Dante, but like maybe now his hair is turning white or something, is Nero. And he has, like, you know, in Devil May Cry 4, he's got the demon arm.
Cool demon arm.
Well, in that trailer, it shows somebody, it doesn't say who, but it shows somebody rip his arm off. And then I'm like, oh, so now that's why he's got like the robot arm now or whatever. And then there's the part, like, I should have known, because there was a part where he literally sticks the sword in the ground and then revs it. And I when I saw that the second time watching it, I'm like, wow, I'm a big idiot. Like, I should have that should have been the immediate clue. I will say that chick seems kind of annoying.
Well, that's just how chicks are, am I right?
Yes. This is good for you, by the way, because some of them are gonna be really fucking high now.
Holy fuck, you're right.
But some of them are really low.
God damn it! Look at the one I'm on.
Right. But I am so excited for that game now. But now knowing that it is, and it's being directed by the guy who directed Devil May Cry 3, 4, and the very end of 2. Which, you know, a lot of people don't really like 2, but I think I blame that not on him. Oh, do you want to sell?
No, I'm good. I'm good for now.
I don't blame that on him. I blame that on the fact that he came in late into development to sort of finish it, because the guy who was directing it left the company. Who is not Hideki Kamiya, who who created the series and directed the original one, and then went on to form Platinum Games. But so he's the one responsible for all the ones that I like, you know, Devil May Cry 3 and 4. And it's like, so I have every reason to believe that this game's going to be awesome. And that is a perfect example of why I think Microsoft's conference was a success. Because even though it wasn't hugely successful for Xbox owners specifically in any, you know, like, way that is exclusive to them, it was a good show that had a lot of interesting things. And, you know, it was way better than EA's. I mean, at EA's, they showed jack shit. There was really not much that went on at all. And so I think that there were a lot of things in the show that were like that, you know. I mean, obviously, they showed Crysis again, or not Crysis, Crackdown 3 again, which, you know, it's like, at this point, who fucking cares? You get to play as Terry Crews or some shit, I don't know.
Dude, pretty fucking exciting to me. I love the Crews.
Oh, well, I like him too, but I'm just saying that it's like, you know, I don't know how that makes me super excited for the game. But the other thing is, they showed Ori and the Blind Forest again, or Ori and the Will of the Wisps again, and it's like, you showed that off last year, and maybe even the year before that too, and it's like, so there's just a lot of things like that. But Halo Infinite looks to me like a prequel, but not Reach.
Yeah,
like a prequel where you still play as Master Chief.
I just
because there was like dinosaurs. Are there dinosaurs in Halo?
No.
Like, there were like,
I hate the word infinite. I hate when they just add like arbitrary adjectives onto things like retribution or revelation or infinite. Huh?
Are you selling?
Fuck no.
Okay. Yeah, like, no, so I agree.
I'm automatically pissed off about it.
But to me,
those are nouns, not adjectives.
The thing that really bothers me is Master Chief. Because I'm tired of him.
Yeah.
I don't want to see his goddamn face anymore.
Hey, they tried. They tried to move away from Master Chief.
I know. I know, and that's what I'm saying. The last 2 games that Bungie worked on in that franchise didn't have Master Chief in them. And it's
That's
like,
true.
and then 343 is like, well, we can't let go of Master Chief. And it's like, dude, come on, please.
He's our bread and our butter.
Like, just come on, just please. Like, I don't really care.
Please. I'm just glad that Microsoft had a conference about video games instead of like being the best living room console or whatever they were.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, they were like, our console can fucking microwave your eggs.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did talk about some important things that weren't just announcing games.
Yeah,
and I think that that's something that, again, a lot of people are disregarding, is that the stuff that they talked about with Game Pass, the stuff that they talked about with buying those new studios, these are important things. Like, just because they weren't talking about, you know, hey, it's a new... I mean, they announced a new Gears and a new Halo and a new Forza, albeit, of course, what did you expect? That's, like, all they've got. But I just feel like there was still a lot to be excited about. However, one thing that I will say is that they would do well to not force those new teams that they bought to make exclusive games for the Xbox. Except for the ones that already are. You know, like the people who make State of Decay, which I thought they already owned, and the people who make Forza Horizon, which again, I thought they already owned. So, you know, at that point, sure, if that's all they're gonna make, fine. Oh, it's gonna be you. Oh god. Go figure. But they bought Ninja Theory, and Ninja Theory made DMC.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a huge fan of Ninja Theory at all. But there are people who are fans of Ninja Theory. You know, they made that Senya Sacrifice Blade or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Hellblade Sacrifice. I don't know.
I've only got another day. Ooh. Yeah, so.
But the thing that I think that they would be really smart for them to do is do what they're doing with Mojang, who makes Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
When they bought them, they didn't just, oh my god, if I had turnips. Still, boy, I got 2,400. When they bought Minecraft, they didn't make it exclusive. They didn't go, well, it's only going to be on Xbox now or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And that was a smart decision. Because guess what? If you only make things for Xbox, nobody plays them. Because there are over twice as many PS4s as there are Xboxes. I think it's almost like 3 times as many PS4s now. And so, why wouldn't... Like, to me, it makes so much more sense for Microsoft to just buy these studios, and if they made games on other platforms beforehand, let them continue to do that. Microsoft makes a bunch of money from it. You know? Like, if you want to make it so that, like, the Xbox version has maybe an exclusive DLC or something, go ahead. But it's like, isn't that a smart idea? For them to just be like, well, fuck it. They don't make money from console sales. That's where they lose money.
Yeah.
They're supposed to make the money from the people buying software on their consoles. And so if they're selling the software to everybody, because it's not just on their lackluster selling console, then that's a win. That's a huge win for Microsoft. And it's a win for consumers. Because we don't have to go buy an Xbox to play the next Ninja Blade or Ninja Theory game. Ninja Blade is a game made by From Software for the Xbox 360. A totally different thing. But, you know, and that's like, I think what Microsoft should be focusing on. Bolstering up the things like backwards compatibility, Game Pass, buying these new studios and stuff like that. Those are the things that they should be focusing on.
Yeah.
So the fact that they focused on stuff like that rather than focusing on announcing... I mean, everyone is upset because they didn't announce enough exclusives. They announced all the exclusives that you expected them to announce, right? Gears, Halo, and Forza. What else do they have?
Yeah, what else is there?
You know? Well, they talked about Crysis some more. Sure, whatever. Who fucking cares?
Dude,
like,
it's Crackdown.
Crackdown.
Come on.
Shit.
Get you in the game.
So the problem is, you know, I think that they were smart to do what they did. But obviously, Bethesda's conference was better.
Yeah.
Oh, now I will say one thing. I never got around to playing Rage. I just like 4 days ago installed it on my Xbox One and started playing the backwards compatible.
I've never played it either. In fact, I was under the impression that no one has ever actually played that
Well,
game.
I will say one thing. So far, like I played it for like 2 hours. Not a huge fan.
Yeah?
Because it's made by id Software. And fun fact, that was actually the last game that John Carmack, one of the two
Is that a
creators,
fact?
he was the programmer on Wolfenstein and Doom.
Wolfenstein.
And John Romero was the level designer.
John fucking Romero.
I much prefer John Romero because John Carmack is kind of an asshole. But that was the last game that John Carmack worked on before he left id Software. And I really just do not like it because, I mean, maybe it changes, but it's so slow. Like, assuming you want to go.
Yeah, I want to go. Upsy daisies.
It's so slow. Like, and it just doesn't, it doesn't capture. What the fuck?
Booyah!
That was bullshit.
Get fucked.
But it doesn't capture what I like about id Software. The fast-paced sort of arena shooter style gameplay.
Right.
And it just ends up falling flat. Like, it just feels like a Borderlands Fallout ripoff.
That's what I always fucking felt
exactly.
like it looked like.
Like, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying it's not the game for me. Wow, this is great. But the Rage 2, on the other hand, is being co-created by Machine Games, who make Wolfenstein. And of course the new id, who is responsible for Marty Stratton, who's responsible for Doom 2016.
Fuck yeah.
And so it looks awesome now. Like, the gameplay looks so much more fast paced. And that's exactly what I want to see.
Plus they had that rad fucking concert thing.
You know what? If there's one good thing that came out of Bethesda's conference, is that I am now a fan of Andrew WK.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
God, I hated that.
Oh, why?
I don't know. They were like,
you don't want to sell.
I just didn't like the way they did it. They were like,
It might have been like cringy. Yeah.
They were like, here's Rage 2. And then instead of Rage 2, it's this fucking buff dude in tight white pants.
That's him, dude. But he is so cool. Like, I watched a bunch of interviews with him. He's such a, like, sort of smart and, like, thoughtful guy.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. If you say so.
Look him up, dude. But I also really like his music too. Like, it's just really, I don't know, engaging. But the they did that, by the way, because he just released a new album like a couple months ago, and so it was like cross promotion kind of thing. And plus, the song is called "Get Ready to Die," and that's the chorus where he's like, "You better get ready to die, get ready to die." And it's like, that's sort of like fits with the theme of Rage, you know? So makes sense. But the point is that, yeah, it might have been a little cringy, but I am now a fan of Andrew WK. So,
which was the point of the conference.
Yeah, no, not the point of the conference, but the point of his show, the song. And, so mission successful, guys. But, announcing the new Doom, one thing that I will say is that I was really pleased with the fact that it looks like it takes place on Earth. That is because the original Doom takes place on Phobos and Deimos, the moons of Mars.
Yeah.
Doesn't really take place a whole lot on Mars at all. It's more Doom 3 that takes place on Mars. And so I was a little turned off. What the fuck?
What?
Dude, she just told me that all my turnips are rotten and she took them all.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
I did not know that could happen.
What the fuck?
Ouch.
Like, seriously, this is bullshit.
You gotta fucking...
I'm gonna lose now.
You gotta learn how to store...
I had like twice as many turnips as you did.
You gotta learn how to store your turnips, Nick.
Oh my god.
You can't let them rot. The key is in the salt.
You know, I'm way more mad than I should be, but fuck this game.
I'm just saying, salt your turnips. Salt your turnips, everybody.
Anyways, fuck this game. And what was I saying? I was talking about Doom. Doom 1 takes place on Phobos and Deimos, the moons of Mars. do you want to sell?
The Moons of Moria.
And Doom 2 a lot of it takes place on Earth. In fact, there's a part where you even get to go to what is supposed to be Doom Guy's hometown. And it's a very interesting sort of way to handle it, because it's like, haha, you know, like, demons, you can take over Phobos and Deimos, but the second you're on my turf now, you know, like, and it's cool. But so that's what I wanted to see out of a sequel to Doom 2016, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing, and I'm glad. But the we'll see more of that at QuakeCon. Not too sure about the Wolfenstein games they announced. I frankly don't really even care. I love the New Order. Like, Wolfenstein: The New Order is amazing. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood is not as good, but it's still pretty good. Do you want to sell?
No.
I did not play Wolfenstein, the New Colossus, but I've heard very bad things about it.
Me too.
And mainly due to how forced the stealth sections are, and that is the exact opposite of what a game like that needs to be. Like, there are stealth sections in both the New Order and the Old Blood, but they're by far the worst parts of the game, because the gunplay in that is so fun. And so it's like, I've heard that most of the New Colossus is like stealth and shit, and it just ruins the game. So, but who knows? I haven't played it, so I'm not gonna say that that's the case. That's what I've heard.
Good Lord.
But because of that, I'm not like super excited. I mean, they just released a new Wolfenstein, so why would I be excited for 2 more Wolfenstein?
Yeah,
games?
I kind of felt the same way.
You want to sell?
No, I'll hold out one more day.
Yeah. I'd love to sell.
Would you like to sell me?
Yep. But the oh boy,
double roll bonus.
But of course, then, you know, Fallout 76. I'm not really excited for that, just because there's so many problems that I see with it. If you guys, by the way, if you got the impression that it's like a single player, like it's a game that can be played single player, that you know, is like sort of it's just as much a single player game as it is a multiplayer game.
No, sir.
Yeah, if you got that impression,
How about
you're not
no?
alone. Yeah, and also they're pulling the wool over your eyes, because that is definitely not the case. It is online only. You do have to be connected to the internet at all times in order to play it. And you cannot turn off the PvP.
Yeah.
Now, they said that they're still trying to balance the griefing and shit like that to make sure that it's not too bad, but there's just too many issues that I see that could cause problems, and so I'm like really not holding out hope. But obviously they talked a lot about it, interesting stuff. Also, I don't know why there's super mutants, because if I recall correctly, the FEV program had not begun yet. So I don't know, like, it's been a long time since I've read the Fallout Bible. So, so, you know, I don't know, but I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure super mutants weren't around 25 years after the bombs went off. Because they weren't created by the bombs, they were created by scientists trying to create superhumans. There are supposed to be ghouls and everything that apparently started happening weeks after the bombs went off. But the other thing is 20 turnips.
You're so fucked, dude.
Right?
It's fucked up.
But well, seeing as how that's how you win this game. Like, we've learned, I think, that turnips, that's how you win.
Oh, yeah. Like,
from the extra money that you get. Because we're both going to end up with probably a similar amount of happy points from just playing. So, the money that you get from turnips is how you win the game. So, I have obviously lost now. But, unless the same thing happens to you or something.
That's always possible.
I doubt it. But the thing that I find interesting, or that I found interesting from the initial trailer, was that being, I think, 25 years after the bombs dropped, there's a lot of stuff. There's no Brotherhood of Steel. There's no NCR. There's no, who knows how Raiders are working and shit like that. I mean, think of it like in terms of New Vegas. You know, all the people on the strip, right? Mm-hmm. Like the Omuertas and the people, I can't remember what Benny's people are called, but
Lucky.
They are Mr. House calls them tribes, and that's because when after the bombs fell, that's what they were. They were like the Great Khans. They were tribesmen just trying to survive, and he is what turned them into the civilized people that they are. And so 25 years after the bombs dropped, that's where where they are right now, if they're even, out of the vaults yet. And it's like, to me, that was a super interesting idea, like, to explore that. Maybe the main quest could be you helping the creation of the Brotherhood of Steel. Mm-hmm. Something like that. And then they go, well, no, it's a multiplayer game that's going to be pretty light on the story because it's all about multiplayer interactions. And I'm like, you're wasting the opportunity. Like, It would have been so cool.
I mean, I think, like, the idea is all the players are all the, like, skirmishing, raiding.
Yeah, there are 0 NPCs, he said. So, But, I don't know. I am not optimistic about it. So, maybe I'm a pessimist. I don't know. And then as far as Starfield and, the fuck was that game? Elder Scrolls 6 goes.
What's that? I don't think I've ever heard that before.
What?
Elder Scrolls? Is that something they've done before?
Yes. I'll be more interested when I see more about it. Right. I thought that it was gonna be that Elder Scrolls 6 was gonna be like maybe Valenwood or something. And I heard a lot of people saying maybe High Rock, and I started to go, maybe High Rock. And then I saw a video of someone, you want to sell? Or?
Yeah.
I saw a video of someone explaining why they think it's Hammerfell.
Hammerfell.
And initially I was like, you are a moron, because Hammerfell is a desert. And as he explained it, I was like, actually, this makes sense.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
And so it very well might be Hammerfall.
Why does that make sense?
Because he compared that shot in the trailer to an actual map of Hammerfell, and everything lined up like exactly.
I see.
There was like a giant crater in the trailer, and that giant crater does exist in Hammerfell. And there was like a little settlement next to the crater. That settlement does exist in Hammerfell.
I wonder why they go with Hammerfell.
The mountain ridge. I mean, I'm down with Hammerfell.
Yeah, it seems
Dude, Hammerfell's awesome.
It seems like everybody...
The Alakir are from Hammerfell. That's where the Red Guards are from.
It seems like all the fans, everybody outside of Bethesda has already decided like years ago that it's either Elsewhere or Blackmarsh.
I think Blackmarsh is the one that everyone has always wanted.
Yeah.
Fun fact, guys, a part of Blackmarsh is actually in Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. It is a very small part.
Oh, nice.
And it is down next to Leowen. But if you look at a map, for some reason, like, the map isn't just Cyrodiil. Like, it's Cyrodiil, but then also just that little part down there is actually technically Blackmarsh.
Little smidge of Blackmarsh.
Yeah, just like a little sliver. And so that's technically Blackmarsh.
It's alright, so it's already been in the game.
Yeah, you've gotten to go.
You got what you wanted.
I knew that they weren't going to do Blackmarsh when they announced Blackmarsh for Elder Scrolls Online. But I'm actually more excited than anything. I'm more excited for Elder Scrolls Blades.
Really?
Yeah, because it looks really interesting. And the fact that it's free to play and everything, like,
It looks like my phone battery will last about 5 minutes.
No, but see, that's why I'm excited for it, because Fallout Shelter, they said, was made for phones, and then they had to end up porting it to everything, which is why we got it on PS4 and Switch 3 years later.
Yeah.
They said, Todd Howard said Elder Scrolls Blades is being made from the ground up to be ported to everything. So it comes out in the fall, and it might just be on mobile phones when it comes out initially, but it shouldn't be too much after that. It should be pretty soon after that where it comes out on everything. He said that includes consoles, PC, even VR. And it's like, that to me is exciting. Because the proposition, right? It's like sort of this mini Elder Scrolls adventure, but at the same time it has like town building and stuff and procedurally generated dungeons. And I'm like, yeah, sign me up, please. But the and then of course really, Ubisoft's was again kind of, who cares?
I don't know.
Assassin's Creed.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 looks
I never played the first one.
intriguing to me. Who has?
I don't know.
It came out in like the 90s, didn't it?
No, it came out in like the early 2000s. It was it was an Xbox, and maybe it wasn't on PS2.
I'm just
Maybe it was
saying,
only on like Xbox and GameCube.
you can't think that they're like
No, it was on PS2. It was
making that heavily for the fans of the first game.
maybe. I don't know, dude. Who knows?
How-
I mean, it looks interesting, but we don't know much about it, so it's hard to tell. The Jade, though. Jade is from the main character
Right.
of the first game, and
I
she
know.
was like evil in that trailer.
I know. I saw. She had a cool sword.
Yeah. But Sony's conference, that's the one that threw me for a loop.
Yeah, did you get looped on that
It
one?
started out so weird. Do you think it's higher or lower?
I'm gonna
Or
go
no, do you want to
with-
trade? Do you want to trade?
Oh,
Because you already have a card.
fuck no.
Oh god, death is upon us.
Cut that shit out.
Um,
Trying to make a video.
I know. But the I think that the way they handled it was honestly kind of dumb, because
Really?
they passed it off as if it wasn't just a regular conference.
Yeah,
And then
well,
it just ended up being a regular conference.
I mean,
But without people coming out on stage and talking about their games. And I was like,
Exactly.
missed opportunity, guys.
Well-
Don't get me wrong. Banjo guy was awesome.
Banjo guy was cool.
Yeah. Flute guy, even better.
Cool flute guy.
I'm telling you right now, would have been nice to, see someone from Naughty Dog or Sucker Punch talk about their damn games. And so I just feel like, I don't know why they pretended like it wasn't a regular conference, and then it just basically was a regular conference. That Resident Evil 2 trailer, though, and they showed a bunch of gameplay afterwards.
Exactly.
I am excited for that. The Neo 2, like, there were so many good announcements at that conference as well. It was a good conference. Overall, though, how would you grade EA's?
What grading system are we using?
A, B, C, D, E.
Good old American?
Yeah.
I don't know, like a C minus.
How would you grade? I would probably give it I'd probably give it an F.
I was being generous. But
How would you grade
let's be honest.
Ubisoft's? Ubisoft.
C plus to B minus.
I would probably give it a C. How would you grade Bethesda's?
B plus.
Okay.
B minus.
I would probably give it. I'd probably give it an A.
On the I'd say Bethesda on the awkward scale, like the awkwardness, excluding Todd Howard, they were one of the worst. They were one of the most awkward.
Oh yeah, there was
comments.
tons of cringe. But how would you grade Microsoft's?
Microsoft, probably about the same as Ubisoft for me.
Like a C or something?
No. B
C-
plus, A minus. They did.
No, you said C plus B minus for Ubisoft.
Oh well, then I lied about that, and I think Microsoft did a bit better.
That Trials game, though, man, I was like, it's more Trials, but what is it doing differently?
Yeah.
As long as it's not like Trials of the Blood Dragon, that game is not good. But
Yeah.
I would probably give Microsoft's a B. And then how would you grade Sony's?
A. I really liked Sony's.
Okay, I would probably give it a B, actually. I think Bethesda's was the best because we got the most interesting, like, we got a lot of Rage 2, we got an announcement of games, we got, you know, a lot of interesting stuff. But my biggest problem with Sony's is that they didn't talk about their games at all.
I suppose.
They just showed them off, and it's like, all right, that's cool, I guess. But you know, also, I don't like that they didn't mention Days Gone at all.
Oh,
like,
that's true. I didn't.
They
even think
showed it
about
off
that.
before the E3 started, but I feel like they should have talked about it during the conference because
Yeah.
it comes out in like February. So, how would you grade this year's E3 in total? Say it's good, bad, in between. Maybe, you know, it could be better, not as good as last year or the year before or the year before that or whatever. You know?
Good, not amazing.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'd say as well. Because I mean, you said about Sony's conference, you said A, you'd give it an A, right? You really liked it. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking about previous Sony conferences and like comparing it to previous Sony conferences, and
I guess it was pretty lackluster.
yeah, dude, the year that they announced God of War, I think that was that last year's or the year before that?
No, I don't
Where
think,
the entire conference, not just the God of War trailer, every single trailer and piece of gameplay during the entire conference was performed. The music for those was performed by the orchestra in the front. A lot of people just think it was the God of War part, and I'm like, no, the entire thing was done by that orchestra. That was so fucking cool, and plus they showed off so much, you know. They announced so many good things and whatnot. I think that's where they announced like the Shadow of the Colossus remake and all that stuff too. And then of course we cannot forget about E3 2013, I believe it was, with Kevin Butler's amazing speech.
We all miss Kevin.
Yeah, you know, we may fly different flags, we may bow to you know, different kingdoms or whatever, but we all have the same king, and his name is Gaming. Forever may he reign. Like that, you know, classic E3 moments. And so when you compare it to shit like that, it's hard to say that they did a super great job. But I don't know. Tell us down in the comments below how you thought this year's E3 was. Did you think that it was good, bad? Do you disagree with us? Do you agree with us? I'd love to hear what you have to say,
And
because that's what this show is. The Philip DeFranco Show has always been about the conversation, not just the news.
Don't be afraid to give us your best explanation as to why Spider-Man is the most exciting game of E3 2018.
Sure. Anyways, bye.
Goodbye, bye.